Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to a new episode of Flesh Wound Farce, where we review and discuss your and our favorite comedy films. This is the world's first and only combination trivia host and professional wrestling announcer of Chilean descent that currently resides in Southern California, Ozzy V. And with me, as always, on this program, first in the Northern Bay Area is Greg. How you doing, Greg? World famous juggler, Greg Larson.
That's right. I'm doing great. I heard an awesome joke. I know people were probably like, Greg had this joke. We want to hear one of them. So I got one for you. Why did the bear cross the road?
I don't know why.
I don't want to answer that question.
Because he wanted nachos.
Oh, Jesus.
Okay.
You're welcome. You're welcome, everybody. It's been a week. Everyone's been wondering.
And this time Ozzy went to the other side. So this must be his grown side, and the other side is hilarious.
Yeah. This is like, I guess my right hand is the one that support. It's like my right hand's like, it's okay. Just rest here for a second.
Well, that is your favorite hand.
Thank you, Todd.
Can we? Like, there's some things we should avoid, but then in terms of like really funny, it's okay. You don't need support. Just lean over here. Just lean over. In fact, okay. This happened last week. After Greg talks, I go into a mini story. I apologize. Fleshroom producer Todd.
Oh yeah. I'm here too. What's up?
Chilling as always. Now, it's funny that you mentioned that we jump into leaning to the side story, because this is actually how I got one of my concussions. So, yeah, this is totally going to happen because this is a great 2-minute story. So this is during the time I was working at Disneyland. Now, this isn't anything about like anything happening, quote, on stage. This was like a total backstage moment. And at the moment, like I had more like of an office role. It's more, it's like 2 other people were what are called leads, like foremen or whatever. So we're having lunch in a break room, and we're having lunch with a manager. And the manager says, "Did you guys hear about who won American Idol last night?" This is a long time ago.
Justin or Kelly?
No. It's irrelevant who it was. But we're all just like, no, we didn't. He says, "Oh, it was so-and-so. I heard it on the radio as I was on my way to I heard on the radio in the car." And one of us says, "Wait, so you were in the car that late? It must have been pretty late at night for you to be in the car for you to hear that on the radio, because American Idol airs at like 8 or 9 or whatever. It results at like 10. And he says, "Yeah, I had to make a late night run to Stater Brothers." And then my other friend, his name's Nick, and he says, "I love going to Stater Brothers at night because that's when all the crazies go." And for
those that don't know, Stater Brothers is a grocery store out here. It's a regional.
Right. Okay. Yeah. Thank you, Todd. But I immediately was laughing so hard because he didn't realize what he just indirectly called him a crazy person. And I started to lean to this side, and I kept leaning over because I blacked out from laughing.
Oh, Jesus.
And I just remember falling. And then when I came to, my head hurt and I was in tears. And my good friend Bethy, I feel so bad for her because my foot ended up in her face when I leaned over my size 13 boot, and we were all eating sandwiches. So it's like, she got 2 footlongs in front of her face. So anyway, this week we reviewed the movie Stripes, starring Bill Murray and Harold Ramis. Todd, can you just play play the trailer right now?
I'll save it for.
You're a bum, and that's all you'll ever be, a bum.
Are you stuck in a dead-end job? Personal problems got you down.
You can't go! All the plants are gonna die! I've lost my job, my apartment, my car, And my girlfriend.
Well, the Army can turn your life around.
Before I knew it, she was walking next to me, singing, do I did it, dum, did it, do.
Join a whole new breed of professionals.
Oh my God, mama!
Learn what it's like to feel like a man. Get your body into incredible shape.
Those muscles.
Master important career skills.
What are you gonna do with that?
This and this.
And represent your country in foreign lands.
Chicago. Bang, bang.
So if you're a man who likes to take charge of your own life,
You're different. You're weird. You're a mutant. You're a killer. You're a trained killer. You're a lean, mean, violent machine. I'll do
and this looks like your kind of challenge,
it. Boom, shakalaka, boom, shakalaka, boom, shakalaka, boom.
So am I to understand that you men completed your training on your own?
That's the fact, Jack. That's the fact, Jack.
join the wackiest group
Dazzle, dazzle.
that ever put on a uniform.
Gentlemen, this is the EM-50, Urban Assault Vehicle.
And ride with them as they blunder across borders.
Hey, Louis, get this thing moving. Come on. You're dangerous, you know that? Hard to hit.
All right, steady, steady, steady.
We got one heavily armed recreational vehicle here, man.
Oh, this is interesting.
Boom, shakalaka, boom, shakalaka, boom, shakalaka, boom.
You okay now, Ozzy?
Yeah, I'm good.
All right. Well, let me ask you.
3 foot lungs. Hi-oh!
No, I got a beef. Ozzy. If cast members, how come it's a lead, not like a director or something, producer, something?
Okay, well, we can explain the hierarchy of it. Okay, so you have your cast members, right? But you have your leads as though like your leads in a show or a production. Those are your lead characters.
Okay.
The
Okay.
directors are reserved for what is it? Like you have your guest service manager, and then you have your area manager, and then made up stuff. I mean, it's all human constructs anyway. Who cares? Anyway, back to the review. This week we did review Stripes, released on June 26th, 1981. So it's coming up on its 40th anniversary as of next month, with a runtime of 1 hour 46 minutes, starring Bill Murray, Harold Ramis, directed by Ivan Reitman, written by Len Blum and Daniel Goldberg. Initial thoughts. This was, you know what? I should also mention some of the other names. I realized that this trailer wasn't like a traditional trailer, more seemed like a recruitment video. So also in the film was Warren Oates as the somewhat villainous drill sergeant. You had PJ Souls and Sean Young as love interests, and John Candy as Ox. You also had a humorous villain type in John Larroquette as just a guy with a slappable face. Classic John Larroquette. So initial thoughts, that I actually saw this movie way too early as a child. I should have not seen this movie, but I did. And I think that explains some of my sense of humor. I didn't have, well, I'll get into that in a moment. Greg, how about your initial thoughts?
Well, right now, my initial thought is I wonder if we go back through all these episodes, how many times Ozzy has said the sentence of, I probably saw this movie way too early. Because I think it's happened quite a bit.
Somebody go back and count those, and we'll give you a prize. A lock of Ozzy's hair.
Whoa, hey. Well, hey, no, no one is in charge of my hair, all right? Nobody negotiates with my hair, and I don't even have the authority. The hair will get...
See, I can mute Oz too far, so... and it looks like you froze.
Son, that is ridiculous.
What if it's like that eyebrow hair? What if it's a lock of that? No?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Which way do I go for that one? I don't even
Ridiculous.
All right, first impression. So this is the first time I've seen this movie. Todd, you okay?
He's gonna die.
Okay, I'm composed.
All right.
I'm composed.
This is the first time I've seen this movie in its totality. I actually went and I watched the trailer before watching the movie just to be like, hey, what's this one about again? It was fun. Like, I definitely was looking forward to seeing the whole thing, and not just snippets here and there. The cast is great. It's awesome to see what Barf complete the Ghostbusters. So yeah, I was excited.
Wait, did you say Barf complete the Ghostbusters?
Yeah, he was supposed to be a Ghostbuster.
Oh, I had no idea.
Yeah, one of the drafts, and I can't remember why he wasn't in the long run.
Is that who they would use the inspiration to draw the cartoon version of Ray Stantz?
Not that I'm aware of.
Because the real Ghostbusters.
No, yeah, I know.
He was pretty chubby in that.
Yeah.
Anyway, sorry.
Yeah.
I didn't know that, Greg. So
we can talk about real Ghostbusters
Barf
when we
because
do
the other two Ghostbusters there. That's all. It was much simpler than that.
I understand. I see what you mean now. Yeah. Todd?
Again, this is another one. I've seen bits and pieces. I remember seeing it when I was young. I may have watched the whole thing, and that memory may have, like, those cells could have died long ago, and I don't remember. But if so, this was like a first-time watch for me.
Well, there wasn't a moment where like something had me dying from laughter, but there was just, it felt like more as a movie, and I guess it had like an element of a hybrid action towards the end. Obviously what we saw from the trailer that takes place in the film. I wish this one was tightened up as well. But in terms of like going back to the favorite lines, didn't really happen, but there was a couple of gags and one particular line. Everybody knows in the very beginning, you have Harold Ramis teaching English, and then you have the one guy raising his hand. Oh, you know English. Son of bitch. Shit. Like, that's such a classic, like, this is from this. And, but in terms of the line where I didn't see it coming, and it totally made me laugh, was when you had one of these characters coming out with the group of people, and just the timing and the I guess the sound of it was just like, we had a car waiting. Like, and in that very moment, the context of it, that one probably popped me harder than any other humorous moment in the movie, but it was definitely more of a movie where it just had a ton of funny bits woven into an actual decent story. So, Greg, what about favorite line or scene?
Favorite line. This one was an easy one. There's a moment where Winger says, "We're not going to Moscow. It's Czechoslovakia. It's like we're going into Wisconsin." And Ziski says, "Well, I got the shit kicked out of me in Wisconsin once. Forget it."
Right.
Oh, I laughed so hard.
I have a favorite line and scene. I'm sure one of them you
go
will
for
know.
it. Just share them both.
Okay. Favorite line. Hold on, let me get this right. Hold on. You'll know it when I say it. Have you ever been convicted of a felony or a misdemeanor? That's robbery, rape, car theft, or that sort of thing. Convicted? No, never convicted. I was dying. So you should have known. And then the other one you should know too. The mud wrestling scene. I'm
Right.
still mad that closed, like the one that we had out here, Hollywood. I can't remember what it's called, before like we were old enough to go. Like I remember the commercials late night as a child. So that's as close as I'm going to get to. And he was a wrestler. He should have been choke holding them. So
Right. Yeah, now this movie was fun start to finish. It was so for me it was really hard to really pick one out. But what I really enjoyed about it was it actually had a good story where you had Bill Murray's the main character kind of just looking for a purpose really, and you see him find it in this movie, and I really enjoyed it, and it was really hard. I mean, like I said, I would have liked for it to be tightened up at moments, because there was just a point in the like stuff just kind of dragged a little bit, and the whole section with this SUV that you see towards the end kind of felt like it was just added on maybe after the fact, because maybe it was like too short or just something. It needed something, but it just felt like an add-on. Like that would have been Stripes Part 2 or something like that.
I think it's because they introduced it so late in the plot. Like
that's probably where it fitted. If it was more intertwined with what was going on more towards the beginning, like like if you saw bits and pieces of like them talking about it or whatever, or the discussion they have of it happens more towards the beginning, it would probably have worked better.
I do want to say for the record, we did watch the theatrical cut. And if you think this one is like a little too long, the other one runs another like 20 minutes, like 2 hours and 5 minutes. So, wait, did I see director's cut? I do not want to say the extended cut, because this theatrical cut would technically be the director's cut, not the extended cut. That was a Sony call where they threw in the deleted scenes back in. Funny bits, but yeah, did not need another 20 minutes in it. But I did love it, so as is.
Yeah, I was totally fine. I mean, usually hybrid comedies can get away with longer run times, but this was probably at the limit. Like if it was at 2 hours and 5, I probably would have checked out a lot sooner. But I was still happy with this movie overall. But because I would still want it just slightly tightened up, I don't know if it would help pacing or whatnot, but I'd have to give it a 4.5 for both movie and humor. I know that was the exact same score I gave for Baseball, but I felt the same way. I felt it was a good movie. I felt I had a good time. So 4.5 from me, Aussie V.
Wow. I had mentioned that I watched the trailer before watching this film. There's a great reason why we don't need to put any spoiler warnings, because I'm pretty sure that trailer is the entire film. Like it goes through the main highlights of everything. There's no surprises with it. You're just like, cool, that's it. We're just gonna hear some of the jokes in between. It was fun. Like I had some fun moments with it. But I think I gotta give it a 4. It did drag a little bit. Maybe if there was some nostalgia with it, I might like a little bit more, but because this was the first time, it just felt a little dated, a little slow. So yeah, I'm gonna have to stick with the 4.
All right. Well, again, there's no nostalgia for me, but I'm with Ozzy on this one. I'm a 4.5. And even though Ozzy had mentioned it dragged, I do kind of want to watch the long cut and see what is different. I mean, I don't know if that'll be a good idea or a bad one, but yeah.
It is risky territory.
But as it stands now, I do really enjoy it, and it's a 4.5.
Excellent. Well, there you have Stripes, highly recommended. We did not check to see if it was on any streaming service.
It is. Hold on. I want to say it's only purchasable on like Vudu, Amazon, like for VOD. It is on It is on DVD and Blu-ray, but the one thing it's weird with the Blu-ray. The original Blu-ray is only the director's cut, and people wanted the original theatrical cut, and that did come out. So there is two different ones. Unfortunately, not one with both, but the theatrical version is currently streaming on Stripes if you want to check it out.
The theatrical version is streaming where?
On Stripes, on Stars, Stars and Stripes. Done.
How about that?
No. All right.
Ew.
I'm
Not even
I wanna
intended.
punch you. That is gross. Get out of here. Okay.
He
now
even
I
muted
understand.
himself for that.
Greg, I understand maybe us reacting in that format on Memorial Day is probably not appropriate, but
Yeah.
technically
Come on, guys.
technically clever, Todd, with the
I
stars.
know it was bad. It was bad.
But happy memorial, or thanks to all those.
Don't try to
service
save
members.
it.
Well, I mean, I picked Stripes for a reason.
Yeah.
Now, in terms of picking movies, in terms of we'll be back with a new episode. It's funny because we usually talk about it before we record, but this one, I was like, nah, I forgot to talk about it. So I'm just going to surprise you guys. Yeah. And I had this circled for the Flesh Wound Farce episode releasing on June 7th. I had penciled this in a long time ago, and I don't think you'll hear any disagreements. It'll be
Mystery
something-
Men too?
No. Old School. Starring Luke Wilson, Will Ferrell, Vince Vaughn. A classic. I think, and I can't wait. Wait, Greg, you're folding your arms. What's wrong?
I just have my own thoughts about that movie.
Oh, we're gonna have those thoughts next week because
Yeah.
I can't wait to talk about my theory on the trajectory of comedy films that started from this movie. It'll be a very fun discussion, and based on your body language, world famous juggler Greg Larson, I really can't wait to engage in a spirited conversation about Old School.
I'm
So
sure
tune in next week.
Sounds fun.
He's
I
gonna
think
be.
you're going to want to watch the video version
Yeah,
on
he-
YouTube.
He's gonna be earmuffs the whole time.
See, there we go. We're already having fun. And we'll have some more fun next week. That is Flesh Wound producer Todd. That is world famous juggler Greg Larson, who's really upset that he has got to watch Old School. And I'm
And
Ozzy
sorry,
V.
Bethy, for the 3 foot long. Sorry, Bethy.
Oh, God.
Just- yeah.
And I'm Ozzy V. We'll see you next week right here on Flesh Wound Farce.